do na drama why Dr. Mahmoud Baumia me come outro ena me ka sembi na to obi ati me ya politician ena honorable Kennedy Japan or ya politician kugudu minim say delegates bebre wa ha ukunu e polling station executive ena wo yire enso ye polling station executive mesrao obi ankura na dwen wo politics mu obi ankura na dwen iti honorable Ken kura na dwen okura ni ambition meso mi kura ma dwen meso mi ye man manyosem na manyosem na obi a eye no obi akọ bebia ne ho be dai mese dai obi akọ bebia ne ho be dai Dr. Boache Kasa Okansembi maintain honorable Kennedy Japan menene womba porepore ahofefo mienu ba mu abaako ena oba abaako enti maintain honorable Kennedy Japan but your family and friends ena ye wa Kugudu Messi ya dia Efiena ya balo Kugudu Pacho muntie mi o opposition na ya ba na ya ba fie no e wo se ye be sua nyansa o ya kotena ba mu ye family and friends any ye ne iti amanyo sem a ye wo party level no me Adowa Sarfo me se me nya den esa se ye kwa ba mu koye bi e bo aye ya na asa mo aye na me mamu example bi me started contesting to be MP in the year 2007 atene nwedi amanyo semunimu a wokuo mu abesi nne ma serve as member of parliament for 12 years my deputy majority leader medi minister for procurement medi minister for gender it may be some say mensomoye and honorable Kennedy Japan so aye ne die meboa menka se onu na ebefa na mom ye assume se wafa na wakotena Jubilee House na mimi CV eda ho ye ka CV ya so wo pa adwuma na mo hwe adwuma amaye ene somo amasom oman yi ene mama nyoku na se dru ho na obetimi ahwemanimu aka se oba menene wo mamienu ma appointed no as minister for BB ejabeto Ghana Kugudu Mesidiai and the Kennedy Japan mimi nimu no amene na wumienu no onye into my political career is at stake my future is at stake and my future is with Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud
Adowa Sarfo no. What the Adowa Sarfo can ya when intro or say Kennedy Japan by all man appointments. And truly because there's a bad blood between them. On one case clarify say on time Kennedy Japan, which I know so on time Kennedy Japan, the only one cramming, but there's bad blood between them. And no matter what Adowa Sarfo Bekobian said there's bad blood between the two of them. And he said the comfort can say I say Adowa Sarfo Beka say on Kennedy Japan sheda any or supported by me. I think that how they are politically no. Adowa Sarfo should not have explained it the way I explaining it because yes, sir, it's making Baumia rather look bad. Say Baumia bema oppose unti, and I all kind of say no. But nka wasa can say wo we delegate no. Wo we delegate no. Second day Japan ba ebia on foul. What I say, but don't say it's a me because then you are making it personal. And I'm making it personal. Delegate not to one OT or no before say, oh, you're selfish. It's in our kind of I just say, who position our Benyenti and we are against Canada Japan. But I think that you are owning one column, you stood a very good, you are in a very good position because I say, Canada Japan, me da sorry, and your mouth won't cram you, minimum subai. Nisuba we na enye, intima muntu mano. We anyway na enye. Anyway, that is what I think that Adowa Sarfo should have communicated. But just Obeka say, oh, Canada, Japan, on mommy post. Now, our mommy post, my political career is at stake. I think that one you were sounding selfish. I don't think that one is making you look good. That one is not making you look good at all because Baumia position now, making no. What I say, Baumia is positioning himself as Obi all round. Obi or objective, Obi or in the policy, no will be no respect of persons. So if that is the case, they make it look like you see, I make they are politicians, or here communications. So say, yeah, I am media, Juma channel, and I may advise one card drive. You don't somehow can you solid, but present it in a different language, communicate it differently. Then you will reach the delegate. Because to be a delegate, nothing just I do better me to my bow me and I will call you post one. I meant to. You see. But who person would say, "Una winim Canada Japan ne da sorry ya won kola nyim bosome miensa won kola mienu." Ne strength in any weakness in here, and by his weakness, no, do not vote for Canada Japan. That is what she wanted to communicate. But she ended up making her job more difficult than they was saying to me, You see, but I'm saying, say, this Canada Japan here, I will show you video of a year first, and I thought she saw fire a year first. Baomia so style BB. Of course, now Toshisu, every Baomia camp. It's in our Toshisu Koran, and I say, what could say Ashanti region, Ama Baomia, basa. The argument that Natoshi is making in Ashanti region is also that there be Baomia so same fata. Ain't more monto ma Baomia. What I said, Natoshisu same wo. Edi Ama Baomia in Ashanti region said the Adowa Sarfo. So she wanted to say mu for a phrase saying, Canada, Japan, but she didn't communicate her message well. She did not communicate her message well. And the Adowa Sarfo Sabre become a whole video of Yera Kwating in response to Adowa Sarfo no. Ono aba bontia ba be kasa Adowa Sarfo kan ya wo mo because Ken Baswa all my family and friends. Yes, no say be ono wa wunti. No abeche position or more. And that's spot on communication. What I say be kan me ko anke ko ti Kwating kredi se corresponding. Mami van call a friend saying a friend a brand champion camp.
Mami fete mazugo mami tene bae mazugo Emo Teresa is Shemio, Nana Tediazio, Susuni Luao, Nana Pamo. Nana Mosheria, Amadema, Bemasuko, Nana Tediazio, Susuni Luao, Mami Fete. Mazugo, mami tene bae. Mazugo, emo Teresa is Shemio, Nana Tediazio, Susuni Luao, Nana Pamo, Mechichibe Mulio, Basi Ayajo, Oyaledia Amalio, Nyamli Lao, Wajini, Ejabokao, Nana Wajini.
Dr. Brian Champion, I didn't know Western region to say Musa on there. Makache mono no target 2032. Nenia brace 2032 no. Bra Baumia no ni ade nyina omoyemre no because Baumia okoya. I don't think Baumia can make an argument we also Musa fan and Kobe in 2032. Say NPP for enforce it. I'm more man winning this election and about me last year. No, Dr. Brian Champion, you can clearly see if you do the analysis, say why or targeting the target pan any 20 a year first 32. Now 2028 need you say anybody's game. It can go anyway. Maybe when I touch it and I'm trying to get not touch it no so say mama baomia. I make us say 1 month today from Western region all the way to Ashanti region or say mama baomia san say mon kofo nto mama baomia. Na ni nyina na think Gideon Boako so asem okokan ya etia na touch to kan bi. And now we Gideon Boako 73 one man and so abronya so attack na atoshi pa na ama na atoshi to any abrese na yesa ade papa nya hwede a bone no so nya hwe ono so call all out into ono so ebe fire no cylinder bi and this is where the problem is. This is the problem. Akofa we nyina ba nti man ko bre na atoshi so kro de na ono so ebe bre e frese baomia so kro nti Ashanti region de minim chese adwuma na atoshi I don't know chese what why you didn't know one fire no cylinder bia cry say and because last election no she was almost as Baomia almost like a running mate to Baomia filler or war from Baomia company adenya asem ketwa enti ana ye first Jude and Ghana money Mr. Boache aka Ghana Konongo Kaya no so between enkomo na ahwe ni nyina na ehun said the ensem no etie we'll be looking into details all the issues na akwakofa this NPP primaries aba amana akwakoye very critical elections very critical elections I'm say obia e dey no wajibu look at all the issues like question we increase lighting na me why na as a lighting no aye dark we'll go into all that me person me transfer na to video say that mo be hu say nyem and I'm a many na make can better now can comfort when in aka and I'm many in fact fire about me and I'm saying once what why I there in Ashanti region other places in every day be or fire until I want to show you people what but mammy my imumre preliminary comment on Adowa Sarfo Kennedy Japan issues ya kwakoje goma ko gukwate so respond ya ono so dia basa Kennedy Japan ba nya de obema no Adowa Sarfo position bia Jude, mama, good evening. Akwa baba jasu media so.
Good evening, Patrick Michelle. No, what's here for you now?
Patrick, also that baby. What do you make of Adowa Sarfo? Patrick Nkoso.
I want to make us okay. Yeah.
What do you make of Adowa Sarfo now going after Kennedy Japan, knowing no history? They say after no holds bad. Where you name also be again. The fact on Kennedy Japan one man say baby a Kennedy Japan one chenchine uncle. But what show the entirety of the video? They said you can say it is Kennedy Japan's win is a threat against their interest and their political career. No? What do you make of that?
But I think I'm not paying me who video no and not but even to the point and I will say the way Anna Honorable Adowa Sarfo say Kennedy eba onya position near you and I say mama dwuma na kakra say say as I think I say cassette here Honorable Kennedy Japan by in a way inadvertently you are campaigning for him because the man has always been preaching say on yet family and friends. Or so we in a year because Kennedy I can on several platforms. So we in a year or so we in a day or no my family and friends. Now so we in a year now opposition now you be me actually. So this is what the man has been preaching. So to say you sue side example there I'm not meeting on a panel. I just was like maybe cause KB or you sue example for the cancer man or person can. But to come back to the fact that I think Adowa Sarfo, honorable, Pierre Kasasano, I think that I drew a very critical part of the campaign. Wow, with the politics, you've sat in strategic meetings. You know that this is straight strategic move. Honorable Kennedy Japan has been silent. He has been very, very quiet. I'm not trying to be provoking, in fact. the faha na Krabia bedina term and fa na Bronya bedina term and fa no one classmate attachia abeke cansem and fa. It's like the weakness of Kennedy Japan, as most people know, and it's a obeshele before na obeba no baba kasa obaba to jagum. And no na obeya as a nipa bebre and you're comfortable with. Nipa bebre pe Kennedy asampa. And there's no doubt about it. Me and me too, I said it was me boss ya lunch on that. But I have a lot of respect for Kennedy Japan. Nipa bebre pe nasam. But what makes people uncomfortable with Honorable Kennedy Japan, it told be a general bekekegum. And tis a me and I'm a strategic meeting as ya. Nipa bang and obetime babon tia, obetime babe kasa. It can get some kind of response from Honorable Kennedy Japan.
So you are saying about me, team no was being strategic by using Adowa Sarfo to attack Baumia.
Timing, a strategy. This is not just a mistake. And we are getting to the end of December very soon. The see January more campaign or back and like you're saying, Honorable Natushi has been, throwing also money, the jobs and everything. But Sebia, how do you get Honorable Kennedy Japan to come out and speak? How do you get him to go into that as it makes people uncomfortable? Because I know the Honorable Kennedy Japan lose votes. So okay, so a few weeks ago, we'll show you may commend Nipa or run Kennedy campaign, and now Honorable Charles Bisu. In charge of the campaign. I was saying that they are doing a very good job. So me cry and me who said Honorable abe UTV or UTV interview. Me cry and kameda coming kwanka interviews in kwa onyai and a UTV interview. I mean one through a UBR there.
When a interview no kwa kwati anase bisu.
Kennedy Japan ankasa.
Kennedy Japan ntinka mo onye.
Mede interviews no cry den ka onyai. No ma ne guys the guys your moye interviews on the ground campaign, because the strategy is once you get Kennedy to start speaking and start blasting, he will lose votes. It's not why be what you're trying the classmates, you try a bronya, you try we will be anti why be now to Obabe Kasa. And some Honorable Address Sarfo kind of be more aid to kakra. And Odi Matem and Mekram ye the baby mama na Odi Matema now what or your bar only more baby on for 1 year. You see those kind of things. These are the kind of things that Honorable Kennedy Japan tell but Bible say no but so far so good. He hasn't reacted. I mean, I'm sure that video no, but his handlers are doing a very good job. I think it's a strategy now. The other side that person we use and it hasn't worked, and I hope that it doesn't work basically.
Okay. Question my memory there can say it's very strategic on the part of Baumia because Ken using Adowa Sarfo no say Ken campaign no what Baumia camp until last minute so we decided strategically almost said up say yemfa Adowa Sarfo no nim na kosi se bi o se bi ni pioto yemfa no me finish a friends Kennedy Japan. Do you also believe that strategy say no Baumia camp na ye na
okay, yeah, sure. Say, and then let's start this auto bullet. But I want to make a
ya to nka o camera na freezy. Ndu gina baby ana wo na de anka bebo.
But I want to make a what to make a
ya to nka pa, ya to nka.
And then yes, Auntie Adowa start this auto bullet. Emma Honorable Ken Japan. So from time to time, anytime one person almost score some political score, no more co-use. I think the same thing also happened during the previous campaign last year. First off, my main salute to me Jude, and we're here for a Sarfo in us. And this time, I didn't be very critical. You see, I know they are using all their arsenals. Young kind who say, but no, unlike Honorable Kenna, Onwankasa, which Jim saw your campaign, which Dr. Baumia side na. I bet the establishment, no, na campaign is see on. So there will be some of the public antics, some of the campaign messages, and some of the body language from the followers of Dr. Baumia and his campaign team. They do not necessarily come from Dr. Baumia.
Okay.
What may I say? A team, personal, as we are looking at it, there are some ministers, there are some MPs. Almost a bomb pied and then say, hey, honorable can buy any you. It's not like they don't admit, it's not like they don't accept. Say honorable Ken is the obvious for this country. Not necessarily the MPP. Do you get my point? Honorable Ken, the body language, the war yen and human from infancy. Or sorry, I'm not part to any million. Not Queen, and say Ghana, your bed, Yakoyanim. Oh, yes, Yamu Bino, yes, Sumo, your spirit in the honorable Ken more. Or travel around fiti Accra ko Asendompem. Oshe onna otinikamu. Oshe lagoon ewo wager. Nsuo da hɔ yantam yɛntumi nyɛ ne hwee. Ɔkɔ kakra no hu traffic ɛwɔ kasoa na adwene nyinaa bom. You see, and somebody like that will begin to ask himself questions. Say, na before no your problem and answer them. And it is evident in all his public pronouncements. It is evident in all his campaign messages. Oh,
And you think that that message is no a core ground and for so muntina. Now Baumia camp we use first and foremost, I'm better or answer whether or not only Judy I didn't say Baumia camp is using Adowa against a Canada.
May support Jude 100% or make a statement to say. And around this time, money follow interviews. Yes. And then me share that follow it. I follow the interview. Even though I'm bestie out. Do you get it? But we are there, a human being full of blood, born of a woman. When you are being provoked to the extreme, enter in law, there's a defense known as provocation. What me I say? Obi provoke na ukukuni pakrana. Sometimes ubet me afa onwedi using the defense of provocation. And a political provocation, I a dangerous change, especially looking at honorable Kenny position. Normally, the anger, no, I is not from the messages and the things they do. Oshe nipana, who's a common message be said. Sometimes nipana okuno, and ya we yasa over dani wechi. Uwe ponko no washa say, hey, wow, who nipa direct pa no washa say kind. That is where honorable Ken's pain is. Almost every single person obaba out. Ebedi no hwa agro no. Eyo obi ono ankasa wate ne bottom sika wo. E dey abo omo. Not now.
Utterances justified. And they said a Jude can Adowa Sarfo ono kro ne na wo mienu no edi na tem da. You are saying that justified.
Hello.
Hello, question me busa say. Adowa Sarfo argument back o make e o kana tell me say ono kra no one kan one kra mienu no kra no. Why ne da? I be saying say o say Ken ne outburst nyina e first by provocation. It is Adowa Sarfo so edin attempt and just Adowa Sarfo provoking it no yen na.
Exactly. Oh, and I my explain is provocation, it is not coming from the things they say. This is Adowa Baba count. But odwin obi a wopa mado wopa nyoma mayama owiase. Na wotumi ba public. Ebegu menima say, this is the time I need your help. After so many years of being there for you. I can't remember when Michael Okoye Jr. The whole world knew say na ya 10 2020 COVID time no. Masa Besha branding pa domi kwa benye almost started fi Atomic Junction, Medina.
Eno kan ye wo.
Kopie Pokuyase.
Eno
Everywhere
kan
ya Maki Okwe.
ye na.
Everywhere was Maki Okwe. Ne papa so was Speaker of Parliament at the time. So before election, the father was the speaker before 2020 elections. Yeah, 2 years and we back 2020. So the father was the speaker of parliament, and then he had also gone to India or wherever as a high commissioner or discovery. So everybody knew say Michael Quay ebe winning. So time no so no COVID no mukaya na Adowa Sarfo eja any seats. Akoshe USO. Did you get the point? And now Okoba, and also now Oya falling out with NPP. But sir, can honorable can say no? Obia menena oba party mean to mean tenemechi and famano. O Jani Oyina last minute of a miracle. Edema Adwa. And this is the same person and on platform. You see, I'm putting any language in an okay, and no balance in the kakra. To me make a pronouncements and yes, I'm a time honorable Ken. First, and then a raw deal last year election, and then a raw deal. But when it here or policy in the kakra, and so still your friend kill me softly. Oh, no, yes, or yeah, human face something. Honorable attach here, yes, a beer or any mate keke. On one nimadia behind the scenes, why the amano. Abronye behind the scenes, on madio, why the amano. Nti okeka saa nneɛma yi nyinaa bom a na wayɛ too provoke anger na abɛhyɛ ne mu dendendendendenden ɛna more so no ɛna ne interview ɔka biribi sɛ Dr. Baumia no ɔyɛ no te sɛ angel wahu as if sɛ mfa no ho but ɔno no information ɔwɔ no ɔntumi mfa nto public but ɔka on authority say there is nothing going on na Dr. Baumia nyawe.
Okay.
It's not directly in anger Nina towards Dr. Baumiano. Because ono upper public abeka said, Omunya campaign of decency. Wait to me where come insult near adeno. Wakachi and crop also omunyai. And on one also leadership by example. But Ofi said the other side, Baumia Jineni at their sharing crop for.
Okay.
Aha, and way back, no ababeka, way back, no ababeka, and all geared towards young provoking, as we did the last time and now, last minute, or containing one's election day, he had to explode on the election day. What me I say, or a day to. And they said that was aha, that was the election day, the first part of the election. The election was in 2 parts. Before the super delegate exploded over there. And outside we Jude, baby, just 1 month, and say, wow, on Posunya the campaign, the message be will be of farmer delegate. But I dare say, said, before no your problem, baby, I won't lie, because we share all the parameters, all the issues, they favor honorable Ken. Ghanaians are saying, say, honorable Kenebaya. Most people are not NPP members, but they don't mind voting for honorable Ken. So
that's
as a party,
they don't mind.
I don't even understand human beings sometimes. And I delegate now, so crown, I feel say I am baby now, so no. Who say Omodogano say it should still be personal issues. Somebody will ask the question, say. One call elections as delegate several times. They be about no Massachusetts or Massachusetts. What at all do they do for you and your family? Are you getting my point? It's the same situation. Now, one would say honorable Kenya Nadom yat watun the same kakra for so many years, Wow. On one as a person has been involved in several businesses Omeye President Krano, on one casa as an individual. What you mean, yeah, Nioma Cassia, at least we can behold with the eye. Oh, Oko 37 say, if for nothing at all, cry, Obia me for sono. No, no, akoye bibi mom, Kolebunia, de such as a person. What can several times say, or the who or the who bar for ye, or to know where see or the no about for there. I'm a kind number. Sisi somebody was say no. Nkrumah, he believes in Nkrumah. And your man Nkrumah no. The diet soon say or no
another conversation.
more.
Council Homesomame, because I think that I don't know. I've heard some very senior MPP for who said that was a blow to MPP because MPP need a UP tradition, completely opposite in Nkrumah vision. And he said, "Wow, yeah, MPP." Okay, council member, oh, that's what council member. Also, hey, Brabby, I know about him. I was a ball of Benjamin. Maybe I want to do my book. I say, the people who are saying such a thing, Baumia is not the best candidate for MPP for 2028. What do you think? Who between Ken and Baumia? From Alan perspective, why now would you second? Because I'm before the end, and say NDC 1 term, you cry NDC 7 1 year, no cry NDC a fairly portal. Now, Prezi Nanado say, oh, you savior, we crash as an Nanado. I disagree, Kakra, because Nanado in Nabai was not without mistakes. There were several mistakes. You went here, you know, but between who can rescue MPP from opposition? Why?
With the man saw question now, who can you buy no say my ball up near you? NDC by when your position because you maintaining car or say
I know minister so position
yeah channel
channel Canada you know again no what be
me they say Ubisamia in my personal opinion and like I always say me I'm with Alan Chamatin. I have my reasons. I am still with Alan Chamatin. You know that should be a 7. And
even they say a new party, you are still with Alan Chamatin.
Political parties, they are just vehicles.
Okay,
they are just vehicles. And to me, in my perception, the leadership counts. So, because as my casa somewhere from 2023, the leadership counts. And if you study the political parties now, if you are someone you've been around for a long time, almost the difference is beyond said anymore. Trust me, political parties no difference beyond the names and the leadership counts. And coming back to your question, say NSA is a would Europe, Canada, Japan. It looks as if say he's been listening to my boss Alan Kojo on industrialization power.
Okay.
Because in the Casa Yemu and in the BBR first, he will make statements, may you say, but you say Ruti and the Casa I said, what say the mechanics of the industrialization? I said, and to me, Zabia or yeah, I disagree.
Oh, you know, Ogosugu Alan, so they be a man and two for
yeah, exactly. Because for someone like me, and they may be sound on appealing to me. So on the matter, and to be an anchor and canon, Sankabiana said the honorable Kennedy, see and the politics, and to be a crown and my mayor uncomfortable. The kind of messaging as I say, or they to people like me, is very appealing to my ears.
Okay.
So on the matter, I'm not saying that me kwakotwaba ama honorable Kennedy Japan. Like I said, me the baby jina baby or Alan Chamatin. But looking at the two, say bia honorable Kennedy Japan and Dr. Baumiade, me trust honorable Kennedy Japan more. Say Nema all can obey me aye. Because we've all listened to Yera Alaji Baumia from 2008. Wakan Simpi. And I'm not trying to be a denigrating then someone can hear. But yeah, Lord, let's just young for me and to
I just have to answer that question. They say Baumia was just a mate to Nanado. And then money baby, no, you ain't him, Sana Gabi, no cry, do baby more power chain Baumia. Can Foyata Baumia Nakasa can by 11 and Baumia. Other people have also supported say no Baumia was against e-levy at cabinet. But Nana don't no much for no suma can Oforiata. Koya na de. And I don't answer that question. He said, no, he was only a mate. And he should be believed because then you know you're in charge.
So that's what kind of means. I think so. They are trying to insult our intelligence. Honestly, so you'll be what the inner workings of NPP politics now. Yes, I'm not saying that na can Oforiata nega be more any some kind of influence, but so the catcher the saying na you're a large Baumia, just a meter that you are insulting my intelligence because they say no be bia a papa wo na a papa. Ewo you're a kufa do abenbiano. Alaji Baumia is claiming it. Intimate. You are claiming semina miye way, mena mema way by, mena miye say. But when it comes to the force, and nema MPP antiman ye dia na uye mate. Also, no yet ni him say you rekufa do a jaya buying the share once in the bid to make you the leader of MPP. Emma, she said even in Senegal, I told me as a worker, now person can be, but ye say yet na a bit more so. Yet not a bit more innovative ideas. So, at said, you're Alanch Martin. Just said the way a will be leading government.
Okay.
It's
yeah,
one
so
exactly. One year did be a show on, sir. Ye jai be a show on someone now manage economy. One lectures. 1 hour ye can't say what you say. Now, for the eba, Nasa Nema and Kuya, or say, na. Me mate. I mean, I think that that's a bit of an insult to intelligence. Or say, or you're bold, not or accept the mistakes. I think it can be called constative rank by now, no, and a lot of people accept an apology, accept it and then some more kinds of saying. But I say, one person will be accept the mistakes. I know they're not who you mate. Intimidate all of these things when it comes to elections are. I'm sorry, I'm brought from Adowa. So I said, trustworthiness is very important. It is the trustworthiness skill and a Juma. I think the Honorable Kennedy Japan trustworthiness skill, no, or the skill also very, very high as compared to Alaji Bamia. And for someone like me, I don't mean share propaganda ne sa ne manema na ekoso politics government political strategies. I say, minim said you see a certain agenda. We have done it.
Yeah.
It means animal and it doesn't faze me. And if I'm looking at them, I'm looking at their trustworthiness and the messaging now. Or what they must say. They say, "Yera Alajiba Mia." What is the message? What is the message? Even in their internal politics, but just say, besides say message by pan and say Alajiba Mia. What is the message?
What kind of message? What kind of leadership? What kind of job creation? What kind of digitization? Those are his messages.
What are the mechanics? Job creation or say job creation? They don't obey or the job creation.
I think I know the digitization or maximum that, but I say it should be at the top of everybody's head.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So it says, "Ufa honorable Kennedy upon message in all year. Anya want to shake crown. Obeka so say eternal deben obey say I want. One cash and or said northern region there, the 5 northern regions, more arable lands, obey agriculture, obey move the agri ministry to the northern region. These are things that people can relate to. And as a metese obiti say honorable Kennedy upon air casas and mijinidi, because you look to be able to put someone on a high skill, on a trustworthy skill, no, or shed the wire in the past, or shed the or cast obey. They even one castle bay and a crown they
It's between Ken and Baumia, for still Ken is more winnable a candidate for 2028 than Baumia.
If you are selling Ken to the Ghanaian marketer, Ken is more buyable. To use quote unquote is not a word, but to the Ghanaian populace than Alaji Baumia. There's no
because I perceive the issue of religion because 2024 elections, so religion was a very key issue. And you know, Mahama so for the almost a kogu Mahama so the way any a double so any. because thank of one said and you're comfortable with say cremony. Okay, said Reverend Bishop also answer text message you'll be revealing on a software platform when they were saying yempecremony religion. Let's see what that 2028 no religion so ebe play role say Christopher beto ama ba omi ana no ani kremofo no kra so beto ama nana.
So when we are looking at that unity, we have to look at it in relation to the opposition parties. Money on the 2028 about one.
But even within NPP, no, there's also a perception say even Ken also appeal to Nkremofo. Because I say maybe Ken omo man Nkremodin because some say do sala. Or yeah, do ya man Nkremofo ni bebre or show omo man ni ade. So that's also within even internal politics, and that is also playing some role. Omo ko around that. Me tis omo so omo Ken also and for with the delegates.
If not for anything, right? Even so by the Ubreki, the 2024 elections in the down. To me, who said the fact that you're Muslim, no interest, you appeal to all Muslims because if I'm not mistaken, President Muhammad ABT Alhaji Bawumia in majority of the Zongos and in the Muslim communities, even the Muslim for your friend is saying Alhaji Bawumia, Muslims no crown and Tuama Alhaji Bawumia. It's on the metro. And she said, when on the question of religion, whether they play a part in the 2028 elections now, I feel like it depends on the candidates that are presented from the
NDC society,
NDC, UP plus, and they kick out. I mean, NDC and UP plus in free. And to say, for instance, if you present to say the current Minister of Education, Haruna Idris, as NDC candidate, Nasa offer Alhaji Bawumia as NPP candidate. In my opinion, I think that Alhaji Bawumia has an upper hand over Haruna Idris. Because let's not, I say,
among the Muslims or general public,
general public, and the reason is, whether we like it or not, religion plays a part in politics. But you be a friend of the undercurrent of politics because people are not very comfortable talking about it outwardly. But so Okodru ballot box anymore. A horn and a religious comes into play. I can give you several examples. Even prior to the 2024 elections, me call Asoribi, me Modi, and Sofupenyibi Edin Komo. So for Penino, who is that? So NPP Nema Okay, yes, pay Alhaji Bawumia, but Enyadia Yebetwaman. And most of the time when it comes to religion, it's not say a Christopher pet and Kremofo Saman as Bibisa. It's about relatability.
Yeah, okay.
So,
okay.
Why not me feel say ne because say your council will be forming the principles are. Principles a whole lot of things, and that's an ideology, and they're coming together to form the person's ideology, and that's the way we see I and Nema. So on the mention, and to say, maybe a Christian, Nasa me feel say ebia the kind of ideas, and I say and Nema we believe in. I cannot relate that, and no ebia Emma me and Twabana. Yet because ebia Nipano as a person, and na mempenasa. Minya a Bobakman, tell me or you sue example be say. Young fan say, call Ghana populace now a monkey sanctuary. And I will call monkey sanctuary. Now I call try say ube pleasy monkeys na a woman. Young fan say Ghana for monkeys. Nasa orange. Nasa banana. Dear him and I will
yeah.
It becomes a very uncomfortable topic for us. But whether we like it or not, Ghana is a 71% Christian nation. And if you are to pay attention to the relatability a lot of people feel more comfortable say obetuama nipa on the same things. And to say monkey sanctuary, and say Ghana a monkey sanctuary now. Majority of the monkeys banana banana any orange adentina Ode Orange, Ebe Court Monkey Sanctuary, knowing very well, say, bananas and the best seller was our Monkey Sanctuary. This is the argument that some of us made when we were in MP. Nesse ebia Cremoni ain't mean the president of Ghana. But sometimes you have to look at, and I may example be say, you find yourself what for Haruna do so a Muslim, not for Baumia, honestly a Muslim. The same religion. Then you have to look at other variants that come into play. It's the reason why because say we offer those heads now. Dr. Baumia Bawa advantage Kakrane said. Dr. Baumia some way somehow fraternizes with the Christian community more than Haruna Idrisu. And in that sense, no mumi no head to head no. Me feel say Dr. Baumia ebeti maybe ti Haruna Idrisu. Flip it. Okofa obi to say honorable chief of staff. I will also say Julius Debra. Not say odena compare. My friend is saying Baumia. That relatability quotient never come into play. It is not say ebia a Christopher a Cremofo and I say a Christopher per se Cremoni be the president. Cremoni be the president of Ghana, but there are a lot of factors that come into play that will be a friend undercurrent of politics. Nipa Rebecca just they are lying to you. We have been around. This is what happened in the 2024 elections. Mahama Jina assemblies are all preachy and the people were not seeing the effect that it was having on the general public. Because of the NPP. Sister, if you're so I was on the ground doing campaign, but research at the same time. On the ground and Kasa. Mean to mean Kotoma Baumia. Mean to mean to Baumia, even though they me NPP. Not because they be on pet Baumia, but on to me related in certain aspects. Say be on J the on say to the be so hana fear kakrebi or in some like
the fear of unknown.
That's it. Wesley Girls and Semia Abbey. If you look at the commentary, it speaks to exactly what I'm saying. They are not comfortable speaking out, but only one-on-one, they will tell you their fears. For instance, say Wesley Girls issue Ekosi, and if you look at the commentary that came from Honorable Muntaka, the commentary that came from the Minister of Education. As I said, take stance. Until many obi din come walk at him say, hey, na your friend is saying, Haruna in the president in Po.
And what you say?
What take stance already? So
the Christians need be that
exactly. Oh, as a Ghana for to be an say a becca no credit or Gano we because they be a won't pay cream for us and I said no, but it is you have a 71% country that and 71% Christian people in a country. Now present a Muslim candidate against a Christian candidate. Also, who say already know off the back, you are disadvantaged. Mami Farmer NPP primaries that main fancy home. One of the reasons why a mommy if Philly said Honorable Kennedy to say was another advantage. Mame Honorable Natoshi. May I fraternize a lot with the Christian Society. I suffer and I suffer many fine. Later the reason why I try. But Honorable Natoshi is very liked by most of the senior most pastors in this country. Ghana.
And Natoshi, I saw for the penasem.
You have no idea. I saw for the penasem, and it's because of the kind of relations that she's had with them over years. And yet, net asset.
Okay.
Into no joining Kennedy campaign. And I'm say, hey, the other side. You have no idea. There are no campaign or any so campaign. The real effect, is not even being seen yet.
Okay.
And as a religion doesn't play any role. Maybe more to make research. I mean, people can do whatever kind of pose that they like, but busy me kosa eshebetiri omu could drew ballot box ni ma ho na obehu so oye press bi ni e ho na obekai say oye methodist ni e ho na obekai nanu asem bi a esi wo Wesley girls ene said there obi esi react and the kind of commentary it be a free side be about I think that religion plays a very serious
because the religion issue no so there a very very critical issue pa. But our question, my member one year said between the two of them, as a man and Busa Juna, a mood yaa now did so bet me a winning part because the MPP for that down. And this is in charge. Last week now make a big friend, a minister, former minister, big friend, must say, oh, I don't know. MPP for that from now punch you. I'm saying, mom, pen of credit. May cannot credit match them. NDC has been so strategic. They are in charge on air, online, underground, on the sea, on the water, everywhere they are in charge. Moluzugab, you got 8 years and you messed up. In the end, you'll be a fault. I was here kind of question. Homework here. And to me, Busa, question between Omutu no, Mumu why no bet me at the power MPP for which is what they are targeting anyway.
Yeah, obviously, you say a honorable Ken. Now, before I proceed, me use this opportunity to educate Ghanaians kakra. I think Ghanaians would be pretty much unfair to the MPP as a party. Wow, if they continue to go on that tangent, especially over social media, there is a need for every Ghanaian, every citizen to appreciate the fact that MPP as a party, what may I say, has been formidable. They've been instrumental. They've been helpful to this country. Now, if you want to do analysis of the Ghanaian political terrain, then there's a need for us to disassociate some element of the regime of Nana Akufo-Addo, okay, and separate that from the MPP, as a party.
Okay.
There was a very, 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 very big gap, okay, and distortion within Nana Akufo-Addo's administration. Indirectly, affected or no the family, and then also MPP as a party. Not until Ghanaians see it from that angle that MPP as a party is a very strong party. MPP as a party has been very helpful and instrumental towards the democracy of this country, especially coming from the heels of J. Kufuor.
Judgment some more time on
Yes. To the extent they say everybody thought the same Cananado will continue in that spirit to maintain the MPP as a party. Unfortunately, Nanado Baye, he never listened to anybody. And even the party folks, all the party gurus now, they all help to make MPP a formidable and a better place party. Most of them were even sidelined. Majority of them.
Yes, I get MPP as a party. Your point is
Nanado, yes. So not until Ghanaians separate the two instances. Said Nanado ni regime and indirectly affected MPP as a party. They will lump all of them together and blame MPP as a party, which is wrong.
Lawyer, but MPP. So the Biamicano is the fair show so from 2023 I'm saying Nana Dubai no be a party in the next personal party internet new patriotic party na not all running. And that is exactly what the problem is. It's a new patriotic party then a formidable party. If you look at the new patriotic party of John Ajikun Kufuor, it is nowhere close or in resemblance to the party now Nana Akufo-Addo Eberane.
Okay. Now just say in the MPP mo be and to me I'm stopping Nanado.
Exactly. If you will show you so we're always advocating leadership, because I be affected and nobody was listening. Offer Minister of Interior, Obesha was 8 years. Minister of Defense, 8 years. Minister of Communication, Kase, Masa, ye changes kakra and benefited the other key members of the party. Nanado se won't hear that. And the body language, so we place it on one personal family members at certain key positions within the government that we are untouchable. To the extent to say, even within the blessed people in the party now, they were NPP. In their numbers. Eba public said no. Yeah, diplomacy behind the scenes. Obia is not listening to us.
Yeah. You
see, at least Ghanaians are saying, say, change, won't change you, because change can operate. I was so shocked. Say, even with the plea and then demonstration of the NPP's own MPs, still Nanado didn't listen to them. Meanwhile, indirectly, Nanado was also performing in some sectors, so he was doing well. But because your personal issues, most often than not, took a center stage, it cancel all the good things you were also doing from the other side.
Yeah.
And now you're saying, what I say, and he didn't want to listen to anybody. So in the end, all the innocent NPP members, NPP opinion leaders were rendered, in quote, useless and powerless. And so about say blame me on me. The social media, they are lumping everybody together. They are not now attacking Nanado because the regime that's a sad aspect. Nanado is never affected in any way. The body obey in Baumia na wajia suya first.
Wow. And Baumia candidate and then a campaign struggle because
of course, that's the main factor. Of course, that's the main factor. Nanado no we bufu nti. And omode eko punish Dr. Baumia. And Dr. Baumia no so no. Instead of Nkobe blaming Nanado, whilst Nanado was in power. I quite remember they said on 3 occasions, was it no, or resigning because Yayan is in Papeni. Did you get it? He didn't have a voice.
Resign even when Nanado was in power.
Exactly, yes, on 3 occasions. 3 occasions. If you didn't like,
it's not true. It's not true.
But anyway, that is the perception out there.
Or the co-pilot.
No, within it, he may be a co-pilot, all right. But he had challenges. Honestly, he had challenges.
Not
was serious challenges even within government.
Challenges, yes.
Even
which was evident.
Had serious challenges within his own government. And people will agree on everything. But let's say not or your co-pilot.
Let me give an instance. Let me give an instance. The e-levy issue was number one problem that brought NPP down. What may I say? It is on record that Dr. Baumia was against the e-levy. It is on record that Dr. Baumia as a person didn't support the imposition of e-levy on Ghanaians. These are some of the practical challenges that he had. But you see, it or not, like you said, he was the co-pilot. But honestly, about the vice president in Ghana, from our history, with the exception of only His Excellency JM, well, in the history of Ghana, JM as a vice president, Odi or Henry this country. Apart from JM, any single.
Hello, Council. Okay, Council Ignatico. But I think that to be fair, what all of you are saying about me, say the Council do defending they say, oh, nyani nyina na osi ade so no, but mu nyina mo diatum say there's also a certain level of accountability that he must accept. Say being part of Nanado Aban and not just being part as a co-pilot, he he will be answerable to certain things.
Is if you're not coming in say conversation very crank beko and come on one videos beba or can't say
videos.
Yes, a kufa do a giant a man no ashan himself. He's the most luckiest vice president. And the Akufo-Addo was doing all of this. Said the bear obetimi aside stepo Alanchamaten. Baumianoa and Numasem. He Akufo-Addo engineered everything. What was your Jeremiah Shonsa? One or can you? One or can say Akufo, you are the luckiest vice president because who president technically were Jai or minor Shonsa. Or Jai or minor Shonsa, and I'm more free NDC for not the exchange rate was around $1 to 4 cities. School fees now is $1 to 17.4. And all the I will say, now me running mate, it's not me mate. I mean, that's where I get very, very upset, and I feel like it's an insult to the intelligence of Ghanaians. It's a nipa ways pre-beam set up a source I be man anymore. Under no circumstance should he even be given the chance to go near the presidency again. He had 8 years at the presidency as a co-pilot.
Okay. Very well. Significant.
Exactly.
My question me try me connect to be my video now and I'm Baumia camp for Adowa band because Natochi has been doing damage. And with Abronia counter, no cry is not helping them. Now the only choice is Yankofa. Adowa Safo on any one man of my because on any one man to your can a between. And I have Canada Japan 2 videos so by Adowa
I'm a winning power. Kennedy or here Japan. Papacho Esno election 2024 and Esno election 2028. Who to me back Obi 24 and to Nipanene ye said yes, ye about 1 year and no more be ye a betre so bet was one now won't was one. Me shed your ma cost one. And I'm here imagining say Messi Sem and Yamin Kwa, Dr. Brian Champo, Dr. Dutum, one yina, Nanki, and Jumama, Dr. Baumia. And so, and there, one more for forms, and a woman can say, Jina, and I'm a one. And he said, Banny say, one super South Sawa Junior, be any and so media. Me ya yano, me name Samuel Bandu, Samian Cranio, just a mean to me one dear. Atem didie nkwa muko radio so a brand
eti that toshi no so cross carpet back Ken hono atem didie nkwa na omudidi no. Let me take you to Ken so there
o ka jiro say fa Canada Japan brana den ba ye me cry beto amana. It's a strong message to you not to make a mistake.
Unyi ni se be so no on the other side no omu ne se wo ba wo to abam but they just want to have you say
the flip side. I'm not a weaker candidate.
Okay.
I'm bold and decisive leader. I'm not going to be coward. They see other candidates as a prey. I bet me at show almost so just like me and this is over to me. I am not going to accept defeat 10 as early as 10 a.m. Young Kali MP Saba anyway. Namako.
Ken. And I know Ora Justin Kodia Ebe Kain say sad decision of coming out to accept defeat, wasn't a sole decision. It was a collective thing. Even Onunimpono came in and Kanya Samboa. To be fair, no, and yet Dr. Baumiana Casan didn't pay a buy in painful in
painful own political experience in the now almost I don't say you could take a decision, a bra, ye kai aba. Ye. Now we accept defeat. What we know other parliamentary candidates. That is why we lost miserably with the pieces.
Almost no more Johnny Ghana for you now.
Okay, why Ghana for? Hold on, madam. We are mistaken. You have to accept. And Koya Wadwin say Uko city on the fence. Why Epimenides? Unkoha Emaha. No. Why mistaken? Be bold and say so. It was a mistake on our part. So munina ne Koya. And the other channel say, anybody 20 could take a decision, I want to make a mistake. Let me say, now me free, Alex Markin. If ye, me ko hwe na ba so mu ka wie. Me see kwam a. Yes, breaking news. Papa no, e ba ya wa accept defeat. Na ye gusu kan aba. Typical example is Tema Central. Say nyame akelusu seat no so pa. Enyame akelusu seat no. What you say? Yan kan we ye no. Announcement in the back pepe and NDC for bugu iso. I had to call reinforcement to the EC. And Ukraino, woman go for one pen so where their boss, and we are so moody. Still, they force Tema West EC to declare Tema Central for NDC. Nam see hinene yampene. Here court NPP Fontieni. Right? In fact, gentle. And a nipa or green or Nkwana on winning or minor and now party on your good leader. May say, when these guys were going to court, I was the only person, many of your marking. And your court. That is how come we got Tema Central. Where were they? Omukwa, Omono, a benefit to Omumor. Where were they?
A benefit to almost saying.
Now, Mimi call a president, Mimi lose in Jibankobi. Moamuko be a Muji Mono, and never ya bro. Tema, good, Maha, police a year why. Tesano police station. Omodi Baho, Ebekai, Alex Mark and we bold. We bold. MPP for you know, Granny. Na Akano. Then this for more. What are we talking?
Talking about.
I think I had it. To be fair, I can tell. Minim Canada Japan pa. Minim Canada Japan over 20. How many America say be like 25 years? Minim no pa. This is a matured version of Canada Japan. I've not seen this part of because Busano question crowd. She was pushing him and then. Kind of Canada Japan, I know who pushing back here no jack. And Quebec that Madam, why want him cause I watching but he comported himself. This is a matured version of Canada Japan.
And then I make us a for instance, yes, say I'm going interview and Kobisana address for question now. Then would have said address for video and then Ebiananka a provoking. See, this is what is going on. And yet, Wabeka, honorable Joseph Wabeka.
But I think that Obusan addressed a question because he should have been mature to answer the question without allowing himself to be provoked. I was saying, you question, I know.
This Canada Japan would have ignored it. I'm telling you. Because I watched the interview and it was an hour and 34 minutes. Just a baby or more than 5 years. I was saying, meaning minka. Or says the same, no, my sister also no to know for. It's the same.
But I also to know for that. Because a minute time I'm see, minimum Canada Japan, me have better 25 years. Me cry about so that I can't answer me that.
Come from.
This is how he's been that.
That's it. Before so be almost say Honorable Kennedy and Tibrofo. Now me to where the business here so more so or Tibrofo the problem to say epidemic medicine and you can't say hey Honorable Kennedy
I don't think the proper pronunciation of I don't think
it stands will be as a way.
That's why there is unfair for anybody to say after all Ghana governance is not about brofo. We see but brofo should be our bro oh no, Canada Japan is one person. I think me how many are. Make us on one casa catch and so you crasini ba. So until Buffalo cry is irrelevant when you bring it. On one catch say, "Oko but you know be any so you crasini na wabaho." That is not meaning question. The issue is not about Brofo. The issue is about when the best from my knee. And I think Baumia campaign Baumia has never made these issues about Brofo. Baumia since the beginning of buying national economic guru, he's always spoken about issues. Not just when you say brofo no beka issues. Yeah, na Baumia about for near Kato Baumia entity. And then we have seen that Obiti about history has improved. Because on also go school akosua twi ni bi aka ho. So issue should not be limited to brofo. But let me take it to this one too. As I'm a lawyer question room. I just have
Primaries are McCoy.
Okay.
Honorable Kennedy Japan campaign for Professor Michael Kwe. Yeah.
2017.
2017.
But the reason why I'm playing this video, no be sending my say I don't have also a come back no. Now you do cancer Canada Japan there be any do na question and I can say there a year I am money in Canada Japan I am money in but I don't have to say Canada Japan ye who te man or campaign tiano e support Michael Kwe. Na member video number holo question.
Yeah, he was on every platform that Professor Michael
Satem nyana ni woba.
Na menye makola nka. Yeah.
You see what I just have to pay no ways can or say no anyam ne bucket one. Canada Japan supporting Michael Kwe against her. Pacho mami somebody bi onche. Tina ashase kra make say. I don't support some now campaign or yetia Canada. It's just about campaign. Omo bad blood between the two of them. Niama Canada Japan ayen in the past. Me this one po minim. Die minim ni I support yare ya no ko won back last one ya when ya or yare ya na. Obey TikTok na Canada Japan supporting onumum fire no. That is the one that I know that she was going through something. And Canada Japan was aware that she was going through something. What you say? And one supporting us the baby daddy nka osa na okata. Na that pass ko to so da bonti naked. That one nka didn't to makata no so. But he threw her to the dogs. Listen to what she's saying again.
Primaries are McCoy. Honorable Kennedy Japan campaign for Professor Michael Kwe. Yeah.
2017.
2017. Yeah, he was on every platform that Professor Michael Kwe.
Satem nyana ni woba.
Na menye makola nka. Yeah.
See that also no onyim crack ne bucket one onyim. Ena Canada Japan ye campaign ti ana ya sa no nti ono so ye campaign na onim baby a o ye campaign na Kofi Okay, mama ko sa video na me bo no so
Me come control. Ena me ka se mbi na to obi ati. Me ye politician. And Honorable Kennedy Japan or your politician. Kugudu. Minister delegates bebre wa ha. Who kunu a polling station executive. And our yere enso your polling station executive. Mesrao obi ankura na dwen. Obi ankura na dwen wa politics mu. Obi ankura na dwen. Iti Honorable Ken kura na dwen. Okura ni ambition. Meso mi kura ma dwen. Mesume ye man manyosem na manyosem na obia eye no obia ko babia ne ho be dey be se dey obia ko babia ne ho be dey Dr. Boache Kasa okan sembi maintain Honorable Kennedy Japan menene wo mba porepore ahofefo mienu ba mu abaako e na oba abaako enti maintain Honorable Kennedy Japan. But your family and friends, and I
into on the punchline, no, so on time, and your family and friends. But I will show video now, my boy, any day I just say bad blood or so on him the bucket one. Can I support him when she needed him most? Okay, a campaign against her. What you all support now? No problem. So now go there, but don't campaign against her, which is what Ken did. Assembly so koto se nkofo mienu ku mbusa se den esi na no. This is the bad blood between them. This is where Adowa's issue no is coming from. Say pass or the kwakwe campaign amaken enya no kro nyem man obi si Adowa entumi nye first lady ntia da bi before Adowa ba picture na Canada Japan yere no ya 4 ntia Adowa nka so op picture bi op first lady akoye antista la wo no first wife ansa na hwan de no ne ye visa we no e wo ho ansa na dabi antistela ho ansa na ne mampanifo ne maame wa America ne ma boys in perken no ken do on maame ho ansa na America eni no de no ne visa program no so ho ansa na ne yire anti-Christy e wo ho enti Adowa anko fa Canada Japan so person first lady no that one I know that for sure on case of person first lady but there's bad blood between them nti kukuru no na akoka keka ba na zeda gideja na it's sad that we are seeing domestic issue playing out in the public Isa. But mami like question where in the call back Jude I mean knowing this one as an additional information so no nyem ne back to an ken amoano wanye campaign bi amoano or thrown under the bus. Do you think that can be no campaign nitia kenana? Although she said there's no bad blood.
Yeah, she was referring to 2007. 2007, which was Professor Michael Quay. I think said the not lawyer Quay say come was near Nancy idea 2020. He said 2007. Now I na say be 2020 when you needed him the most. So 2020 because 2020 elections from what we hear, okay, Bianca last minute, Honorable Kennedy answered the point and Bianca, yeah, sister. Honorable Ajasawa Bitimelu. So I think that Nana lawyer question to your point, you are spot on. Besides nano assembly you can tell say even from Honorable Ajas Sarfo Kasemu Nancy and you can tell it's there is a family issue be ababira politics and that one there is understandable. In the I don't put too much premium on the things that she said against Honorable Kennedy Japan. The whole point is a strategy. It's supposed to distract Honorable Kennedy Japan. The question is, will he allow himself to be distracted by this strategy? And looking at his posture now, I don't think that it's something that will distract him at all. He seems very focused on the job at hand.
Okay. There's also another aspect. I just have a comment to my obi odidi atemla question. But also I but I think okay cry bad. I'm saying I'll call back to baby and out here and get better. Okay, let me see if where's camera no off. Now question, now can just have
sound.
Yeah, they are two count.
Sound.
Yeah, they are two 100% pa. I hire tonka live and color.
I can hear.
Okay. And I just come back to them on tea and can buy the ten and capa. He was the one who was justifying the na a can. I said, can or can be obi and a provoke no. But I just suppose was a more can it provoke no one or your campaign tiano bra when yam the last one. And I just have to meant to abandon mobile did you matem. That one was punchline against Kennedy Japan because a can record say obi any mao issues at Kennedy Japan from Makoshua. If you was nigga, Charlotte say crowd audio nya ho asem Emma chinning na ho asem. Somebody's argument too is that Kennedy Japan born out here in the past no and then come back chasing no. Let me know what you think so that you can also join and also share this issue. I think that you can tell.
Just a quick year on that. And Amika said, these are some of the things that he's done in the past. And me as a person, even though I'm not part of Kennedy's campaign team, I'm not a Kennedy Japan supporter, we are putting it in context saying may support who will be your primaries anymore. Why not come and support Kennedy? These are the things that he did in the past that made some of us uncomfortable. Banipa SSA.
Yeah.
Until we can all attest to the fact that the Kennedy of the past are Ebiana one yes sister Efia Schwarzenegger Enya and some car and Sembia fan home already so and then made me uncomfortable with Kennedy and main support to Kennedy back then. Never. And I wouldn't have. But the Kennedy of today is focused on issues, focused on industrialization, focused on improving the livelihoods of the youth of Ghana. That is the message that he's giving.
So you are saying that the Kennedy Japan today and it's not the Kennedy Japan
no, at all. I mean, I've been following his campaign for the past few months. The Kennedy Japan and Canenonebia or Casa or in a denigrating way for a mahono. And that Kennedy Japan I was not comfortable with at all. But this Kennedy Japan and Kame were NPP mu and then Kame to primaries Nibia. The Kennedy he says the Kennedy of yesterday, he fought for you. The Kennedy of today, wants to provide jobs for you. That's what he's focused on. They say, this Kennedy is not about me Tom Maho, me Dim Martin. This Kennedy is about yen agriculture, yen bois, and my
Do you think that Ken should respond to a honor and use this tagline here? The Kennedy of yesterday in the fought for you, the Kennedy of you today is creating jobs for you. BBC, do you think he should?
That's what he's focused on, and I think that that's what he should keep focusing on. And like that's what I'm saying is in the campaign team, because they are doing a fantastic job. Honorable Charles Bisu, Miami Penistica, and you know, all the team members, all the young guys are more Edi Nechi, and they are doing a fantastic job. Absolutely fantastic job. That's what he should focus on. He should focus on his messaging. He should continue listening to the lectures of Alan Chamartin on industrialization. He should keep preaching industrialization. I think that if he stays on that path, he's doing.
I don't know about this one. Just a quick one on that. People who say Baumia Tone Dada. Why Jumane Dada? He is known from Accra to Savulugu, from Wale Besi Kakasunan Kanamba 2. Obienim the D can Baumia. But can there are areas in the north Omunim, there are areas in the T region Omunim. And it is a fena muina, a fena obesan tono. And therefore easier to win with a Baumia. How about that too?
As if your mom Kassan, I think maybe your mom said that political marketing and who I said I see ye. And even before I go into that, I can attest that baby who Ghana ha obe boba omiedi omunim no omunim Kennedy Japan. It is not possible. It is not possible. So obe kwa krabi asia obe boba omiedi na yenim Kennedy Japan. It is obe catch me say ba omia ya ton dada o ton wo kwan benso. Because baby and if people like her, they should go out there and research. So can a Caribbean Sabia or Upper East Indian? Yeah, political campaign here. So you should strategize or you should focus. Baby, yeah, there'll be your votes free. You don't waste too much energy. And so also trying to say be a Caribbean so Upper East or baby maybe Ubinte Kennedy and Kenty and no HSA and Tono enough. Then you are not as a political marketing and political strategy on TSA. Because I am very, very confident that Kennedy is popular than Baumia or Ghana. I mean, this is very, very simple, just by even looking at the peripheral. And now, popularity does not equate likability. Let's look and also Enkaho. The fact that you're marketable, it doesn't make you likable. And to Nipa, I will say, the Nico Ayobia, you're marketing no say likable. And that is the quotient that you should be looking at. Yes, Ebia okay. Marketed Dr. Baumia all around the country, but is he likable? Ebia marketed Kennedy just 90% of the country, but he is more likable. And Ebia not only likability, 85%. Now Baumia likability, 45%. And the fact that you're marketing it does not make him likable. And if you are not likable, you don't get the votes. It's a honor that also you focus on. Now, and you say you're torn dada or whatever. Okay. I mean, that argument, it doesn't make any. Okay.
Now, because when I'm the response Adowa Sarfo gave, say, Kennedy Japan, your campaign, Tiana, da. On you, the back on to still, I want to, I just come back to inside. No, I'm saying, inside now, Tianka. But yeah, they are tonka pepe. Into one, I want Tianka, yeah, they are tonka pepe. Into my empha, a call us in Bina. Yeah, Momo and Brim, but before that, let me play this Ken video way. And Sunny, I'll bridge you my see so I'll come to you very soon.
For Canadian Japan, Brana in bar, Yanni cry but it's a strong message to you not to make a mistake.
You miss a baby so on the other side, no. But they just want to have you say
the flip side. I'm not a weaker candidate.
Okay.
I'm bold and decisive leader. I'm not going to be coward. They see other candidates as a prey. I bet me at show almost so just like me and this is over to me. I am not going to accept defeat 10 as early as 10 a.m. I am Kali MP Saba Enweye. Namako.
And I know Ora Justin Kodia Ebekai say sad decision of coming out to accept defeat wasn't a sole decision. It was a collective thing. Even ono ne mpo no came in nka nye sambo a
Ono
nka nanka ye to abanka na ko to be fair no enye Dr. Bawumia na kasa na de ne pe eba ye mpanyfo nyina ne hia ye
ono ko bia mpanyfo no se on political experience ne say na omo sa adwene ho se ye ko take decision yi abra ye kan aba ye nwie ye now we accept defeat. What we know other parliamentary candidates. That is why we lost miserably with the pieces.
Almost say no more Johnny Ghana for you now.
Okay, Ghana for hold on, madam, we are mistaken. You have to accept. And Koya what we say uko sitting on the fence. Why Epimenides? Unkoha emaha. No. Why mistaken? Be bold and say so. It was a mistake on our.
And today, I'm company because Ken is on fire style behavior. Also, I mean, and he's doing a good job to defend himself. Najuma no to defend himself saying, so I like that example that he was giving. I'm saying, Ken on the territory, we are saying 10 the territory. I know I take for a long time. Until no day on example no. La question I feel you can. Ko ye de to kan. O ti kan. Oh, so sad. Oh, so sorry. Because and then person responded to Adowa Sarfo asema no ka say Ken mom ne di kan ye ne bone ono no be ye campaign ti ano pepepe. Jude mpacho say ubenya abocha mama me fa brichum good evening.
Evening is the senior Jude so and that's why boy adwuma pa anti e da so ne lawyer. Is the asem me say they say there isn't to kwade front wa na ato akeka. E clear say Ghana for Pekin. Na Ken enso nkwa na betumi rescue NPP. Say bia hware on say for say Adowa Sarfo na use na ebeka Ken more because onim no one no e ma inti onim so well so kan ho asem bia na Ken ba bonten pe no manya no. And that's what YouTube interview na Ken say omako meeting don't provoke no on so nkasa da. Enti who is strategy no. There is no way second nkasa net or china na de Ken on kasa bi. Na lawyer Jude, they make it very instructive example. Where me catch that say, na me call Ghana about one. I saw na me call ko Benyami maso ending. Also for the dinner o preach catch that so man say, o muni no kotuma Muslim wa. The besi wa so o help bi anto aba Muslim da. Ama o mo an NPP fo na o so nko to aba no. O mo anko to aba na kura o. O mo tena fie. A o mo anko to aba no. And so Wesley girls asem eba ye. So tie how Muslim no so ye NPP new NDC new we am voice from raise ya na nya ton ketwa o mu say ekobone na mu sada nkwa koye fake post bi ba say oh Ghana for cry there be Ghana for say religion there politics on and am say American po religion and tribe e can politics on let's be here o ma ya ultimo Ghana o kwa kware oba kra o papa tim ga say oba ni free kro be so ada ni nya na nkwa ware no oba timga yedimga che ofie se so ba no we bia bununi a hwe no ankoware no we agweni a hwe no ankoware no we mfantini a da ba no hu se Kristo ni be ma fare ne kai agbakọ ko ran kramu de makwa kramu ni ba mo ma prenda ga jiro se ko ne kotuba ne nyine baba ko enti se bia Ghana ni se de lo yid kan no abontin de on be se be di na temti o kramu ni pe o kramu ni we nyine ba ko ogura ne da nwa anu asem o be kan so ti a hwe obeku ho. So could you about make out your last time 2023 Afro barometer reports like I said 11% of voters I say ethnicity no big dance to about 12% of voters say religion no big dance to about and I'm say 12% of 18 million voters I say 11% of 18 million voters I say now we use about but some of one but on what ko se edu no body duku no yin yakopon aya o beka se sa dwun ntrimu da me won ra box nim ana won ko je yon Kristo ni e ho na ba hu se ase mo ka no me say we see get asem buy madam for me frame me from Ghana no say hey boy hey nyame na abo apo se kra ni be president ya ni be si Ghana nya papa o asamfu we nkura na hwede aggression America sa wo hu e di bi wo on a lighter note wo be fa ne se nya hwe oh but go for market was say no we a time bomb or chinanko paragraph wachidankwa ekokasa ewo I think city and was say Christian community no almost suro say Ghana be Islamized in their head at the back of their mind. Yeah, but then Christian community no mon kasa ba o ma dwuma so for no ma dwuma no. O ma hwe yie a, on fo say o ma hwe yie a.
This
Ghana
was
be
one
also anka.
Bishop also answer or the discussion that were going on a soft one platform there, the same way na no more can.
Yes, sir. Hwe no man to but u ko bi so for no be na ka obi apepa no. Enti Ghana no nya atwom nti Ghana ni be so be kan okore. Oni so obedi na tem say we nipa mu yimu. Ada nti na Ken ka say North ho. O ka say ya campaign. Ti so oboa ye bo buri na abu voice. O di obi be ka say buri na abu so fefe nkrofo say hwe na say via no nti na the project buy say am project no mboafu no. Ken kan na UTV say election committee na ya tie na ya be hwe 2026 January 31st abano so no. Ba ko kan no ho say ono edu ni time ono nko ato mako 40 project 40 na project ni do me yan say the fiampa say wo free asante mampon na asante mampon e bia krom kidinkiti o bia kofi ase ana say krom kidinkiti no na obi aba say wo mama 1000 Ghana me the letter ba sign say on ko to aba na meto ma project and the yenwie no say delegate ti delegate say o mampon 500 a emu 200 ye o ma sensen we age o vote ogu rada and the nipa ya chairman ko ma koto and the ka say am project no mo hutin fifire no yeso enim o mkrofo na o campo no e be boy amane say djuma no budi ano no and the nya say election we e be ko yi omnim say defia last 2023 Baumia ABT Kennedy e wa Accra Greater Accra less than 2000 votes and omnim say this time no Accra and Ashanti in population no Accra ne 10 pe central there ya 10 na wie onabo ma wuada roma otini voter ye be ho adwuma ye da onabo Brian say Eastin obeye ba obi ho adwuma ma ye am so akoboa kakra ye nwie no adutwum so atwema area ho wo do ho papa wanyine no mfase kai no o doko because Ashanti region adutwum boy abro pa e ro gina na so nti adutwum nya votes more na eboa ye ye be wie no e be ngrofo se sini jabare de anim se ye de adwumade ne ye ken onye onko interview kra biem e ye wojai kosi kwa aten no abo papom nya adwuma no na edani duru wa the defense abaya ayi ngrofo se dayeso entie de obi die se be wi se biam da se
milk and on feel only the famous yes ya na kan o tumi stress I think Ghana where there's a milk and on good evening.
Five visitor via design.
Yeah, who yeah, also
Adomo, Mr. Ju, why are the only lawyer? Makasaka mapa meniaje. Adama, sister, if you are someone that last time I'm working, and no one no more repeating in a meeting, and someone American, and no one no more canning. Also, Juka, Alan Martin, as someone all can in Japan can Japan some more can a fact. What's your first year amount? It is still an amount. What are you say? Yes, I'm first year amount view. Your first year amount view. And your party no one womb. Obetu bi wom kwamna Japan senya no ma bi na course so kwamna Japan no woye material pa ba yen ka no kure o party mu
Japan he's
been Japan me te kwamna Japan enye aya alaya ka Japan ko ntinsim kana Japan no respect alan sen ka alan beba unim se alan betima ya adwuma no but alan hwe deputies from you no de kan ne ho masa ensem o party no ye mpese e beka nemum ese eto e boase na ehie no maye ala wokọ na so otachiri nyansa bi obede babo party ni bia party no mfiri mu ala mfiri party no mu ni susum tachiri ba manfo nte no ma biase e no ma de ya ala no wo a enka nya odeda ese ka no kure ala waya ade o waya de but asem bi ahin hwede em no ma de ya ala ani nti e na ama na basa adwasafo e kasa asem wi mum se adwasafo ma me se o kai se o kan se NPP for buy ne papa djuma ne basis ne papa bieye NPP for gu no na enyi for ne net so na kan Japan ne net so kan Japan ne be gu ne papa djuma na mum se adwasafo ama me adwasafo na num to ye ni interview ono ane kan se ne papa adwuma ne basis obieye no ye gu no na ewiate nipa ni nkaye enipa won kaye ankanyi se netie hwe enya nwanwa se ono yereti na yerebeti na bo party nku ebi esi
and so are you people also dismissing asema adwasafo kan say 2007 Kennedy Japan and kasa so ye campaign tiano to all right on to tiano
Yes, I politics. I just have one actually must say politics. And I mean, young fortune say, oh, you can't go bet me. I'm yakun. And young one. South Asia. And the politics no ye watch actually must say politics no more ye. And to be intimate and say omra. Na to chisu so. Also no di campaign or di ba omiachi. Alenchemat ayi kwamna Japan nya no mudi actually. And so be also aye day. Alpha forms. Brian no dinachi. And timra baso obi achimi so na agin to obi ko do obi achi nya tem didie. Obi a wo se do si pena ade. Enti kana Japan sem wo kano marketing no ankasa me yehu se kana Japan sem wo kan yen no kore yen kire ba omia factory ba ko pa wa bi anadwuma nipa do a wafa wo on kire me yehu brown de yen nim kura wa bi wo ti ase onyuma enti ono so meka de wo ye enya atemdidie aduru mra yen nya sa atemdidie no na party no den ye entimi hu because NPP enye party kichwa wo bida uda me say me the example kura ma NDC Lawrence na onne kwadu agema wo no kwadu agema no kote ne party but no NDC still afutu odi Lawrence de ma NDC for no oka chese MPP for munye easy party o enti munya basana na yire wo ho na ne ba wo ho enti party de obi a wo de ojoin wono yire kra to kra mpo no obi ko Pentecost obi ko Roman what you say obi ye Muslim enso timi wa Christiani enti enya nwanwa enti adwasafo ansem wo kanya eda na se wa ya ade pa campaign kra fe kwa na otu mu nchine wo boa ka ne Japan pa but the all cano obi bi se bi o se kana Japan eno kono one ne wo ma mienu ajapade bi oba bia no eya ne ma ne benya bi ene no o ka se kana Japan ni nyuma wa ye o parliament o dada no wa ye no kana Japan ba obetima ma ne post eno kre kana Japan onyu boni aye wo ye party ni ba wo twa se o tutu de ope eno no nche se de ope no obi nka se men tutu dabi ajasafo wa ya de se o timi bo MPP fo aki na wo so na papa adwuma na wo ye be gu na yi ne de na ye wo ya na utim be kan ya e ma akọchira America ne ye fro se bra ne ye pa o chokere je pa o cho se bra ne be boa ne ento aba oso omma ye kan enum se nyina wa ama
enti ne aba against no o yare na yare
mami nka sem kire o me nka se na onyare ye fa yare ensere ena de ne wo ka no ne ka kwan sense ne ni kwase obeye video be sa ene ade de all kind of make be ato ne de say ye gu ni papa djuma na ye ne ya meboa se no ye pani o MPP wa kan position ya wa ye nyina wa MPP ba ni person na support o ma ba ye o ti ase enti se BBC e party no se nya o mo a e so timbe de e beboa because post bi a obi ye adwuma che o so aposu na wonya no wa nya eso ye hwe wonim de ma o ti ase en na me BBC na bibi adu ba bi what you say? And the kasa bi wo a talk about me ade but en kasa se obema wo didi atem ne ade sabi kana Japan enye ofitian no didi obi atem o mo say 10 cents of kana Japan 10 cents for brown 10 cents from aduchum and say 10 cents no na for na party ni na djuma no mo ya na so mo ya mo ho sa na business MPP for no ya akwa bi be kan na no say akwa bi be kan say me ba me ka sem bia ne ade but sa akwa me ma ne warning next time oba na adwene nya ma adwene na adwene woni trim on kana stem na me so men kama sem sebe munjini fie anya na mama adwene di me MPP for na me ka o hwe sister fia me ka sma cho MPP bae and na juju kan
adwuma waja here because of MPP for what can kire me da waka
me se me bo ma boka omo me me se ma boka MPP de team sika and I'm that Chroma award me. And to me, yes, me my boka no, number support party no. Over 5 years 4 cities. Would I could do 17 cities. Now say first year, one of the Sierra Cocasia. Yes, I said,
Obisi, Mr. Obisi Mimbusa, what's about me and the factory no. Mama factory, and so say about Mama, Obisi Mimbusa.
Mama, where farm? Mama, where farm? Mama, in the farm. Mama, or farms or Mama, show me actually what the status one all year. Into one soon show the farm away in the same moment. Why? And yes, the amount that Cocasia. Aye, Mama, 1 year, Mama, Oba na ye, Obi about 1 year, what else 8 years went me and Yashi. Oba, Obi by 1 year, I will say, Mahama faili. Wa faili, our faili. Or it's now 4 years in Ako, Amakan Japan Babatuaso, Mumpo, Sa Neko. Why?
If you would do Casafa, if you listen, yeah, your opportunity behind you, Nana, Casa lawyer, no one answer. I do know it's your opportunity.
On my training, I have fear to say, no, I have
even on Sefia, senior Mechia, 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 lawyer, so. Steph, you see, me your back as a Mr. Aka, me support 100 times. Some Medicare
I know pay that voice amami why.
say some Medicare catch you say and can you watch you see a grow yede. Yen sisi wo party ma we say ayen kofo kasa dodo. Ti me tembia no me support ne all kan. Ne yaw ana all kan and then he is always right. E say wo kan e ma party ni hu because NPP party ne yedi kan aka omusuban no wa ma wani anye den na wa nko ama ho a de bia ye edu say no de ye hia obia omo ba omo be sense you next if ya menu aba na sema no ka adwasafo you see sometimes you know party assembly ye de but ebusun assembly no say wo de be ma you need to be careful because one ye careful one way ya no amankofo aka ko ba bi ni kwan so omo kako yewo ade bi wo ho say sebi nipa wo ne nye enye nipa wo ne nye bibia ye de o ka ne ho asema no aye careful sebema na no ya next wada won chain that you should be careful because oye sana it's like one who say do what him because honorable yet said
Michael can so can be adwasafo da yare no so can be chire adwasafo na no
sister Fia you see honorable Canada now ojina so oni adwasafo kunya emi say one thing asene at that point you know now honorable can believe say NPP here adwasafo 100% in any situation say bra never boa party no. You see, and then I'm honorable. There be a Okasa be brilliant no. Okasa abwa ama NPP. At that time, I know Muhiao as a member of parliament. Now they were fighting for something necessary. Anna omo de tour, now they are tour, omo de tour, now they are tour. And you see, in life, no, a tour be a me our receive no. A tour be any papa she be where your life more. So when ya obi a sebi oba tu na ni area keka ne kure akire nipa eye to de bia na akoye se tambia no ye tafre ne ma ho ye mpese ye be point ne so party ni hia oti wo yare ye nka se onyare o ye so oyare bra just a moment na bra ne be ye de party no epe na sa akobaka na oti wonom na wo dada ho TV so ne you know we are be catch say ya now yare oti me ba social media be dada ho for couple of minutes ne hours now we are say me yare so at that time no
and if yare
at that time no necessary it's no no there me feel say enye wrong thing and honorable ye no but say wo beto na odidi matem na say for ninyi achi no what than in champion it's at that time no me wo kasa me feel say you are insulting yourself because also your ba what than in champion nti ni kwan say ogo na there na eya mesre a all kan e Baumia finance minister now this if you do tomorrow oye there ana Baumia ye mate na we mate na mate wintimi adutum no oye there anya Ghana fo nya na ebo adutum so won adwuma won waso a obo no education sector satam no ye president
okay
adutum no ye president na adutum ye minister na say if Baumia ye mate as vice president na adutum ye minister na adutum pa no say ye de ba mate na driver mo na nko oye there on the non passenger kura no nko man hu no nko man passenger ho kura nti en de omunya saa oye mate no ne vision na no woma Ghana Baumia starting from 2008 no wa fail yes we gitu mo honum say ne vision say obema Ghana economy no a standing in a different way no wa fail wo honum eti yes we tie ase wo ho na say open year on restructure ne hu ye no nya say necessary MTN adwuma nya e ono na create no Baumia wa achievement there ya interoperability adia MTN na in other sense kwa adia na wo say na create ye no wa was a contradicting oba na mahama mo assign deal no and deal no was very huge amount of sums and they don't have a fighting my price in this call from now they are create here then I feel na assigning my price call from Baumia there no create here me Ghana ya brochi you vision be any hono ni vision na nanka ye nim so wo no economy no wa fail wo ho honorable vision a o order out is so clear understandable what they akra 5 years kra agina hono na busan so ma me sorry okọ hin obeka cho so okọ adwuma o ma me anko adwuma munye sika wonim se ne ma me anko adwuma munye sika honorable kasa asem when people don't understand ye ya betina abrochira no ma wo me twa wo kira abonten asisi obehu sunu egu abonten enye ye pene se you awo bi de demi amede awura meka mu enye ye pene se ya betina ho eye adwuma se ye ba kromanom ana adwuma ni hanom ana omo ye se sebi yemla ne yembe nama na hefa menya sure se nke mu bre wa ye betra nke be ko yekrom akwa kwetena yekrom eti nipa se woni adwuma o life miserable yaba Ghana yes so any ne ekokɔ so na Ghana boga benya no boga ede ne ade aba sika kakra yaba ha yebe pay ne ja yede ba fie ni abaye yi enti adwuma is very important in your life enti yes yete ase ani anya ye support honorable so obetumi ayede aba but me kana me kakosi say mahama adwuma wo bɔ no say ye nya obi a ye de che ne nsa obetumi atoa so yie na ekodiba omiansa they are going to go back to the same thing because adwuma mahama ehyehyɛ no mahama episode live very good legacy na sa legacy no ye mfa nhyɛ obi a ye de ade hyɛ ne nsa o ma ne ye basa ye de hyɛ obi a o ye desperate say obema o man asesa which is honorable I'm praying and believing say honorable be there ebeboa na Ghana for beboa na honorable etumi ayede aba Steve akakra meka me da ase
yo bra Michael yeah that's so no so adwenkyira so odi aba bra kwesi mama good evening ni akwa
ya bacho otiminka
aye to nka enti o
good evening we dem ba ache fache me ba se bibia boko de lawyer bacho metia o
Acho majo so
Lefia yeah they ask them they are simple simple in the time ana ex vice president Emisata now vice president now you set 170 questions man you set 170 questions man say now okaban no tin you set say questions na the man e say o me answer eden necessary ya obiso abeli hold the same position for 8 solid years let's any pan ba bonten na so no so e take understand say na okabi ba na ye man voice number Stefia minu asem we say it will be very difficult for you to convince us to believe this message is simple. Ken is coming. Ain't you know? Yes, say your beji party nesiwo. Party no, your beji party nesiwo. Say we ebina lawyer Jude mu nyina diko yiwu. Omo nyina ye nkofo. Omo ye dia. Traditions ni bibia. Traditions ni bibia wo mu. Ba enema bi ankofo bi your party nim. Kwase ebon kitinkiti bi etintim nkofo say if you dey bia no make say yet like almost kiwi ni almost kiwi to 2023 elections say ko primaries say ko ye Alan na ye dey also oyema party ni Stefia e dey ne ko see ye it is that time no if Dr. Baumia wasn't the vice president then akasa elections in Kobenya ankonya now all the government machineries no then etana Stefia ya bro enya bochi tena na ye do ye be se ye kofie ya be ginim ya be sua ade ya be ginim de abeji ntete wo ha yi kura huge qualifications ye person ye kofie na ye ko settle down ye ko boy you krum but you say where is the opportunity if you risk it and you go now acha usika de be ko na acha 2 months
nasa
na go first at so boga me no mama no okoka krumu Stefia enye easy na say we kromu a say like ice we so you can nim nyina ice then eno kwa den ka snow kranto then they who say prapra snow they won say ice no dey the way no now dey the scraper no on sa no nyina ya Stefia as is your cold room a fish one adwuma ejere message in there simple. We don't care the Obiaba yet. We don't care. We only need change, and change must happen now. You ever see a party, no? And it's can all the way. It's can. If you are any panel, you name the whole city. Anna, I dare not and go for emphasis on mechanical and say, Stefia, any pay and we are see Obiao 2 sides. You have your bad side and you have your good side. And we the Africans, no, we are so tilted towards a Nipan bad side and at the wrongdoing of the Nipan. Ebia, the positive impact in the Nipan bet me there bano. And okra outweigh and neman bonnet and neman kitting now. Why na momo say no? Outweigh ni bebre. And na momo make it good use of the positive impact that the person is bringing. That's what the message. We don't. Yeah, this still amount. At the abaya bosso amount. Yeah, this still amount. The abaya bosso. At the amount. What could you accident? Yeah, person I didn't be. But I'm
that's bra kwesi Michael bra Michael good evening
Yeah, good evening, Sister Ifya.
Aha, yenti we.
Avo Timinka.
Yeto nkapa.
Okay, me that's it. Sister Ifya. Akwa se nkrofo na mo kasa makre Japan na no. Me hu se amu na akwa NDC for. Majority NDC for. Oh yeah, NDC. Because where in the weather a whole Felix Kwachi government spokesperson Timi Kotran live TV so Timi can say Modi Kene Japan ba I never mind people winner ba. What does it tell you? Eh? Kevin Taylor who Kene Japan in Iku on your campaign now. Then a chill. In Takoya say in same bin Iron Crofubika say Kene Japan is in the bed with NDC now. Exakoya just to destroy NPP. Yeah,
And then answer that question no.
Oh, it's the one thing that can't obey Dream Sayampa. You will not, or a politician, until me Kazayampa. Let's get it right. Stephen Bisa, who said, whole of Fusokwati, government spokesperson. Timber Casa Mudiki Japo Bambi Winnie. Hey, then I catch a cigar actually. What has he? I just have 4 issues. The can say, I already point me, and I like the point. I see the family and friends. Ampa Edienya. Edienya power your party anymore. Into full say, ono kwhwese o any baby daddy into kwa campaign amano. Na ene Japo be president or command just have position. Then again for beka. Then again for beka. Na even poke Japan wanye fair ma just have ni kasa bebe bro kasa ni na campaign yelu su do mi kwa benya. Abasa yi level se sem ba. Kasa ba
address for no.
Abasa yi level se sem na ba no. Kasa kan ye won fa woni point to for say your baby mama mpo. Kasa mo kan ye kasa ya fa mama we hu. And then mama challenge you say, "Oh some okay na for proven bra for evidence bra." Na for na mechi e papa cho. When I'm done a back door papa mama ni cho.
Now so evidence just o papa na cho. This one no bet me the prove about.
Papa wu ye no nkre Japan we na si. Unu papa wu no se Japan ko chia e. Obi unu ni wo ba o. Papa wu unu. Let's face the fact here. That's fair. You can't say
and also say asem wo ho.
Asem wo ho. Mr. No matter how me baby mama oti bia me ba bonti be kase bia nchanida. I'll give that respect. And that just for you and you wow bow. And you wow ba ko tran wo America. Wow ba. And you bia ni ba and you kre Japan ba. Like let's for the fact here. Let's for the fact here. What you see? Me Kene Japan watch say me onye leader mami onye leader show the code ya be ye code ya me dinu ya pa ya general secretary me dinu ya why no say lumba why no say that the lumba oh yeah why would that the lumba unimpa say some kofu ka afa we dey akoda say wanyampa say no poison what for 10 good years as abeyi wano kodia you see where I'm coming from. Kodia, what time for so many months, so many years? Unim pass decision about me taking a cabinet decision. A cabinet decision. What time for so many years? As I remember you are no as I say a cabinet decision and about many decision now. Or you got declare sad no. What I say and Japan, you are I said, oh, as some of America Amukano, who say it's never true. It took the Japan what I say, only leader, a trouble say by DNA, over the dictator, over control, you control your power. You can't be a untie. You can't be a untie because so your leader, who your leader, not your cabinet, and also on the leader. So this is in by the two so Konakokan because on your leader, you call the teacher, you who are 70 po, DNA no cast any my. Into Japan, Osaka Kazem be say, or Bemi Baomia say, sit na ye lusu na every Baomia after Japan. Are they? International president, na NPP coalition seat, Eddie Bemu, who has a flag bearer. Will you be happy? What is the duty of the MP now contesting the seat? No, the duty is say, enter 152 seat. I'm protecting can you say, Ubalot. Why could you blame the flag bearer? I don't want to go so vote to go. What I see. So let's be honest here. See if you be catch us me when because that posha and confirm am declare no so be contest na am depart na blow. In confirm e converting am declare say Japan e be contest sa February race am depart na blow.
So mama Kennedy Japan aba no keke no.
Abe contest am depart na bro. I'm telling you. Sure, besides then I fuck yeah. Then I come Japan yeah. Sami kam then am yeah. Then am full party no mu. Then am yeah. Okay. Never be I say am yeah anko ye na ye mu full party mu. Eh? But you say can Japan cover party no. No matter who say sure that me dey you no. Say no matter how puna party no ya be puna nya. Ya kana kokua mu. Oba want to make case me brave for party then they decide to contest again. That which is the party leaders people are not fair to those who confirm young for party. You guys are not fair to them. Let's be honest here. You guys are not fair to them. Stevia, me trust you crowd. Stevia, me trust no. Yeah, me trust no. Stevia, sure. Me catch us here. Me Baumia stand tall. Baumia, sure. Mu na mu so book in Japan no. Mu say mu the economics. Every Baumia. But I say you guys don't learn nothing. A whole president. I got cancer. COVID had you 20 years. Mahama, I got cancer. COVID 20. So which means the economy it was on crash. I think I still blame about the economies. Why? A whole opposition party, Wabeka, and you guys are still blaming about on the economies. You guys are not fair. Let's be honest here.
And then the work when you can't count both was some Mianeko. On the candidate Mianeko. Nana Pacho, good evening.
Good evening, Auntie, and I'm pumped to say.
But I do my conversation to you.
The issue I'm saying, I did back when NPP was say, you whom they say, politicians say, and to say, they say, no, Ubia per se, ye or ye gun in Sa part in Tadian, ye regu. It is a idea a bit boagan on the day. Any in your eka. But Zeno, Mon says, oh, can't dear boagana. 9 people for the be, but my uncle for the be say, we end this in it. Suddenly, I'm a general who I am in Chassis. I did a boy, man, I might be a tumpono. Okay, yes, we end this in it. Dear my may and no more contribution a quay. Ghana no more air costo. And no matter from the call Ghana and see Musa no more epic come. But to Cocas is here. Yes, we end this in it. Sadly, India or see a giant.
Okay.
Now, the also kind of say, is it no can, no wood? The almost the camp for Baumia and our economy, almost had any idea of economy. I don't know about me, so there's some across why me tasa a misata. It is out to me, there are some cost where misata, dear, Sunday best war. Go on economy, Tina, you do buy, and another catch they say, see the night hata, into one or do back. So they buy our with my economy. Now, by this economy, in a year, then we free economy now, we call who school no. Eddie, I call a first digitalization, and then they digitalization and young school now call it. What the economy? Any say, we are the MT is also make 2000 and something. Me, Mamma, way a university, Mesa, that I'm not me MTN. Men of the call rounds, that I didn't me a coyer, come a coyer, and also the I wouldn't want to buy on the buy. MTN Nadia Bar over Jaffa. But me, so yes, sir. Gina economy now also a Wuko school now so be and also Gina now Cassa. What does it? Now cook campaign, what card the crop so ye. Can I just or see the bishop or I do bit me a your more man and worker. Also, quite can do bit me. What I say, but who can't drink can do bit my now can't go for some welcome me, son, and no. They say, the year, Bano, you may be you. And you type the person and there you who can't some kick near the outside by my so when I went on home. It says, I don't a few hop. It was a big one penny for now. On my order, and I say, on my debut meeting, only 2 women say. That campaign first in a chum, in Nubium, they say, ye pay, I deal with my policies, I bet my boy, man, I'm in and ye pay. Adwa Sarfo de obeka ye. Me mom de okan na me bo me say man because waboa America Japan campaign no ekoyie. But ade Adwa Sarfo ka no. Ama ba me vote best 2000 ate. E finish that. Oh, what campaign man first again. Aso obeka ye. Ah, who say first mistake in ye in the opposition. Enti ye sua de. Na wo sua de awusa so obeka ye wan say sua de wo ho. What's up the cast na say no kura. Enti ono fi say even even say wakwaji o because so is omo say verse mami a no oye omo say omo de yi say atosi enti omo problem bi so ono so ba be kan bi na so ono say tima ba to ntimi no kura ye no kura so ko so de even say ntro na say ntemhunu bi e be kata no kura so enye yie ya adwo se be kan ni nyina ono asa ebu atia no ho ana wasa ama kere Japan kura de sa akosoro say be mo na won na wo mienu no wunnim no eti Japan de once won won na wo ba no on fa wo odu usi wo kwa on fa wo on ma post da enti no wo mo na hu say kere Japan wo ni fa o ya principal person on for me ni agro wo yi na ye ama say wo ni fa na wo ye senka wo no wo be ka asme cha ba o mia no wa ma ono no say wo lose vote 2000 ekọ fa nya de address enti no ye say no ye kasa imi se Ghana no e de nyina ye pe kriapo aso ka nyina no Ghana yi de ne ye pe address from ye hu say ye ne selfish interest en wo pe onye Ghana ho and a delegate from eti ho na o si wo na wa deputy minister and we receive ye no mo delegate na butoro receive we ka Japan aso ka nyina no kama ye ya ye see no ye ni bi ye see nyina ye ni bi and we no you know boy am yi nyina itimi abegina yi na so do wo CV a for CV na fa ko na ye ni CV no ye ni ka Japan chi ni ye mo no no man timi gina yi ni nsima ambata ka ba ko ya ni nsima mo kan nyina no ka Japan so mo kan no it is said the Kwame Nkrumah Sarfo ka say independent now ana ba o me nso de na ko say UP time no independent kakran nye kakra Tadi ni obi mo we say independent now
okay yo
that's it
that's baby see I say CPP ni UGCC for no Jude my musa any final thoughts on same way ti e be kwa wie sen do you envisage that there will be another comeback by Adowa Sarfo and there will be another fire back from Ken camp and
I think it all depends on how Kennedy Japan and his team ever responded. In my humble opinion, I think so more ignore. I mean, a campaigner or more yes, sister, just Sarfo as well on the reservations be about Kennedy in relation to no one in the family in them. But and some of the kind in regards to Kennedy didn't matter near, I was a bit uncomfortable with it. But it all depends on how Kennedy Mobe responded. And from what I am seeing now, it doesn't seem like the strategy on percent commodity provoke Kennedy about a man can be and never be interview because video never and some interview it looks like he's focused, he's staying focused. And I think that would be the best approach for him to take. So if he really wants to be able to win the Yenuma and Kayiki, someone said in political idea, there will be more deeper be more Kennedy assembly because you see Otuja or Kanu or Kevin. And Kofobi they are very uncomfortable with that style of politicking. And to say, as a Kennedy approach our family is appealing to some middle people now. As a minimum sano, I'm just interested in the message, any industrialization message or they money. If he stays on that router, yes, the fact that they say on Kasabi Branasa on to two Ejabi it doesn't mean that he is weak. Or more Omunim Kennedy Ninim say yes, he is still a man of principle or cast saying obey. There are no interest or certain be or better than that or can or can and until he should focus on winning that middle grounds nanka usually on a normal day to combat trauma allergy because you say Alaji Baumi a economist, or you say with the message Kennedy the other forms saying is appealing to more economists or more lawyers or more industrialists, agriculturalists or munina. So he should stay on that route, and I think that would be the best for his campaign to do.
Yo, Kwame Judy, that's a baby. So only attention come on. Nana, wait there. Time now, and then they were producer and make sure now say they be we are time in team patch. I'm from Wednesday. Why? I bet was on this MPP. To you, patch. God bless you. Why? And I will be joining it. About this has been MPP for primaries on OK 101.7 FM. Your family VIMLADY. But Wednesday we'll bring you another one because they me when they say there will be another response from Baumia Camp. There will be another response from Kennedy Japan.